Like yesterday, I had explained how Portia is now requesting Lorenzo to take care of her mansion in her absence. As she said that once her husband leaves the house, she made a promise that she would go to a monastery and pray for the success of their married life. And then she also tells him that I hope you will not refuse or deny my request. So here in reply, Lorenzo says, Madam, with all my heart, I shall obey you in all fair commands. So Lorenzo very willingly, he has accepted this responsibility of taking care of Portia's house in her absence. And again, Portia gives some instructions to Lorenzo and tells him, my people do already know my mind. Means her staff, her servants, they know what she is going to do. Means she will be going to a monastery for prayer. So the servants are aware of it. And will also acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. He said they've also been instructed that they will treat you and Jessica the way they treat me and Lord Bassanio. That means you will be the new master and mistress of the house. And so farewell till we shall meet again. So now the audience, the readers, we are all aware of that Portia will be leaving her house as she is now handing over her house and the whole business in the hands of Lorenzo and Jessica. Now remember that Portia and Bassanio, were about to get married. So Lorenzo congratulates and says, fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you. Means may you have all God's blessings for your married life. Then Jessica also said, I wish your ladyship all heart's content. So she also wishes all the best to Portia and wishes all the happiness in her married life. Then Portia also says, I thank you for your wish and am well pleased to wish it back on you. So like they have wished her all the best in life, the same way Portia also wishes them, because she also knows that Lorenzo and Jessica have run away and they have married each other. So she also wishes them all the happiness in their lives. And then she says, fare you well, Jessica. In other words, now the house is all yours. Please take good care of my house. In that way, what happened, Jessica and Lorenzo, they leave the house, they leave the stage. Now remember, I told you to remember this name, Balthazar. Now Portia turns to this Balthazar. Now Balthazar is one of her most trusted servants. Okay. Now she turns to him and she says, as I have ever found thee honest true. So she is talking to her servant and says, I found that you are one of my most honest and trusted servant. So let me find thee still. I hope you can still be trusted. So take the same letter. Now she is handing over a letter to Balthazar. And use thou all the endeavor of a man in speed to Padua. So now with all manly effort, use all your manly strength, and with great speed, you've got to go to Padua taking this letter. See thou render this into my cousin's hand, Dr. Valerio. Just take this letter and you're going to Padua, you will meet my cousin, Dr. Valerio. Please hand over this letter only to him. And look, what notes and garments he could give thee. He says, now not Dr. Valerio will give you some notes and books and some clothes. You bring that. Bring them, I pray thee, with imagined speed. That means you got to go as fast as possible. Okay. And bring whatever he gives to you. Please bring it to me. Upon the tragic. The tragic is actually a place where boats ferry from Venice to Belmont and Belmont to Venice. To the common ferry which trades to Venice. That means do not bring the clothes and the books to the house, bring it to the tragic. Waste no time in words. That means don't involve yourself in gossiping or in talking. Okay. But get thee gone. Leave immediately. I shall be there before thee. Means I shall be there waiting for you in the tragic. I will be there before you. Balthazar says, Madam, I go with all convenient speed. Do not worry, I will be fast. Then he goes. Then Portia is having a conversation with Nerissa. Come on, Nerissa, I have work in hand that you yet not know of. So now she's trying to tell Nerissa, come on, we still have a lot of work in hand. You do not know what kind of work we have. So I shall be explaining it to you. We'll see our husbands before they think of us. Now we are going to see our husbands before they could think about us. We shall be watching them. So Nerissa was very excited. Shall they see us? Portia. They shall, Nerissa, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished. Okay, so we shall meet our husbands, but they will not be able to recognize us because we will be in disguise. We will be wearing man's clothing. So we will be right in front of them, but they will never be able to recognize who we are. With that we like. I'll hold thee any wager when we are both acquitted like young men. So now I take a bet. After we are dressed up in boys' clothing, so that I can challenge anyone who could identify us, whether we are Portia or Nerissa. We will be right in front of our husbands, but they will fail to recognize us. I prove the prettier fellow of the two. So now the two of us, one has to play the role of an elder brother. So I am being the prettier one, so I will be the elder one and wear my dagger with the braver grace. So then I will wear a knife in my waist, okay, and I will show a very brave look. Now remember, a female is going to act like a male. So she has to keep in mind that all the masculine characteristics has to be kept in mind. The way she talks, the way she walks, all the expression of a man she will have to perform. And speak between the changes of man and boy. That means even her tone of her voice. Now she cannot speak like a girl in boy's clothing. Or since she's behaving like a boy, like a man, so she has to have a rough and manly voice. With a reed voice and turn two mincing steps. Now you know when you see any women walking, their steps are very small. They take small steps and walk. But a man takes a longer stride. So I have to keep that in mind that while walking also, I have to cover 2 or 3 steps of a woman as one step of mine into a manly stride and speak of phrase like a fine bragging youth. Now you have to imagine that when I will dress up like a man, I will be appearing like a young, handsome boy. So whosoever looks at me, they will think me to be a very good looking or a very handsome boy, and I will take full advantage of that situation. And I am going to tell the people lies that how so many girls were crazy over me. And I cannot accept all the proposals. And how in class 10 I was thrown out from school because many of the girls were going crazy over me. Some were committing suicide and they were dying. But I cannot be held responsible if my looks are so good. And so there's so many bragging. Now she's trying to tell her that while performing the act of a man, I have to say these type of false stories. And you being with me, you should know what kind of lies I'm going to say, what kind of jokes I'm going to perform, so that you may not let me down. So sometimes when we play pranks, when we friends get together and play pranks with the teacher or anybody, the other person has to know. Because sometimes you may let the cat out of the bag. So that is why she says, I have 1,000 rockets in my bag. You have to be aware of it. Because on the way I will tell you more. So here she is trying to make Narissa understand that whatever I say, you should not say, when did this happen? When were you in class 10? Now this is all the drama I have to play, that I am a very good looking boy and so many girls are dying for me. Then you cannot let the cat out of the bag and say, hey, you're a boy, you're not a boy, you're a girl. So that is, and servants are servants. Sometimes they overdo themselves and they may let the cat out of the bag. So that is why now she is trying to tell Narissa, whatever I say, whatever jokes, whatever lies I will be saying, you should not react in a negative way. Just go along with me. So now this is what the plan is. Okay. I'll just read the context before it. But come, I tell thee, all my whole device, the whole plan she's going to say, when I am in my coach, which stays for us at the park gate, and therefore haste away. That means she has already got everything all planned out. The letter to Dr. Valerio, the clothing, the books, the reference books, and then even the carriage is waiting for them to take them to the tragic. Now, we must measure 20 miles today means we must reach Venice as soon as possible. So that is the end of Act 3, Scene 4. Tomorrow I shall be teaching Scene 5. I will be sending some model question answers in the soft copy. So please enter it. Complete your task in your workbook as well. Thank you.